up, guys? Into the Burning Abyss here, finally back with another video. I know it's been like a month since I posted maybe, but ever since the whole Snake Eye thing, Snake Eyes was the dominant deck and all that stuff ever since Phantom Nightmare. But now we have a new ban list and we have a new set about to come out. So I decided it's time to actually, and I was also waiting for, like I told you guys, a couple cards to come in to finish a couple decks. So that's basically where I've been at right now. But yeah, with the new ban list, which I honestly, guys, you guys know I love Dragon Link, and like Savage didn't deserve it. Savage did not deserve what the hit that it got. Baron I can kind of understand because I do think Baron is a pretty powerful card, like being able to pop, negate. Well, the negate is only once while it's on the board, or you could SP banish it, bring it back, and then it has a negate again. So I do think Baron is a pretty powerful card, and I think it deserved the ban. It was still surprising though, and only Link Career was like the only direct. I say direct, not even direct hit to Snake Eyes. They just hit the pure Snake Eyes build, which banning all the Omni Negates and Link Career build, which kind of sucks. I mean it's good for us, but it sucks that they hit those cards instead of hitting Snake Eyes directly. And I do want to talk a little bit about the balance before I get into the deck profile, just to quickly go over some changes. I don't want to make a whole dedicated video to it. But yeah, the other cards, Colossus coming back, I think is awesome. I do have a Thunder Dragon core, so I do eventually plan on doing a deck, but that's not what this profile's for. And then we also got Protos, which I don't know how I feel about it, but I do think it's not as consistent to make as Baron for like Sword Soul. But anyways, other than that, we have, let's see, I know some of them without ban, which is good. Anti-Spell 1, that's good. We don't like Floodgates. And then I remember the 2 was the Pearly card, which, I don't really care too much for Pearly, but this deck, as you guys will see, is actually really good against Pearly, so it's fine with me. And then Malicious coming to 3 is crazy. I don't know if I really like it. It's good, of course. I think it's really only really good for like hero decks, because for tier, it's also good. But I feel like if you ever draw like 2 in your hand, it's like it feels bad, like, and it will happen sometimes if you draw 2 in your hand. 3 is possible, but unlikely. But I do think 2 is pretty common to happen. But yeah, Malicious Terratops with 3 is just good, which is good for this deck. You guys already know by the title of the deck profile. This is the Goblin Biker deck that I finally finished, which is why I'm profiling it. This is a pretty cool deck. You guys, the rank 3 deck, come on. Like, we know this is wannabe Burning Abyss deck. But yeah, I wanted to build this deck ever since I saw it come out, so I've slowly been getting the cards for it. It did take me a little while, but I finally got the last of it. And this is the Super Heavy Samurai build, which I will link in the description. Yugiwoah's channel, which is where the list got inspired from. I did think he was the first person to actually post the build there. So yeah, shout outs to him. I did make a few changes because I didn't really like or agree with everything in his build. But for the most part, it is pretty similar. So yeah, guys, I wanted to give you my take on the Goblin Biker deck profile. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. I guess without quickly explaining the other stuff in the balance, what was the other card that went to 2 besides the Pearly? I can't even remember anymore. But the other stuff was not really as relevant. Engage 3, pretty crazy. But I don't really like Sky Striker, so you're not gonna see me mess with that. Or Orchis Hardcore to 3. The deck wasn't doing anything with Hardcore at 1, so I don't really think at 2. But maybe with Engage, they might combine the Sky Striker Orchis. What else? Terror Top already talked about, which is good. What was the other card that went to 2? I can't even remember. But the biggest things are like basically Colossus for me. That was like the biggest thing in the balance. I think that's really cool. But yeah, guys, let's just get right into the deck profile. Alright guys, so let's just hop into the deck profile. We are playing a 41 card list, which is one of the things that I didn't like about I didn't agree with on Yu-Gi-Oh's channel was the 45 card list, which I get his reasoning, but I've always liked closer to 40 cards. For the Goblin Bikers, we are playing the 3 course Doug Chargers, like your best one. the one you really want to see, and then one of each of the other ones. One Clatter Sploder, one Mean Merciless, and one Boomlock. I think this is really all you need. These cards, like, by themselves, they're not good. Uh, you need to, like, have another way to get a rank 3, like, in order for these cards to be good. Like, these are almost all extenders except for Duck Charger. Duck Charger is like the only one that can kind of work as, well, not exactly a pure starter, but it's like, it's so good that you definitely want to see it since it surges the spell. But yeah, you don't ever want to see too many Goblin Bikers in your hand at the same time. So I don't think you need more than, like, just these 6. Boomlock and Clatter Splitter are, like, honestly the ones that work the best, like, to play on your opponent's turn and things like that. Or Boomlock and Clatter Splitter, yeah. Then we got, for the rest of the level 3, I guess these are like the actual starters. So we got 3 Tour Guide. I get to use my ultis in another deck. But yeah, these Tour Guides is like the 1 card starter. I mean, it gets you Mean Merciless, and then you can go into, like, Gabonga, Search, Duck Charger, and Detach and all that stuff. So this is like the 1 card starter. It does suck that Tour Guide is, like, very prone to hand traps, but you play a lot of other level 3 extenders in the deck, so you most likely will have a way to keep playing anyways. The other starter, of course, fresh off the ban list, 3 Terror Top with 1 Tekatomborg. Yeah, again, another 1 card starter basically. And then the nice thing is that in this deck, Tekatomborg is not always a hard break, because, I mean, you have 3 Terror Top, so if you have Terror Top with this, it's fine. And then Boomlock is also a win, so you could also normal Boomlock, special this, so, there's a couple cards you have that Tekatomborg can actually work if you draw it. But, I mean, no need to explain. It doesn't use up your normal summon, which is really nice. And then for the last of the level 3 extenders, we are playing 1 Wheeler, 1 Tracker, and 1 Kagemucha Knight. These are just all easy extenders in the deck. You just have to control a level 3 for these to summon them out, and then Kagemucha, when a level 3 is normal summon, you can special it, and you can chain block your Tour Guide, which is nice. But you don't want to play, I don't like to play multiple of these just because I never want to see, like, 2 of these in my hand. Yeah, these 3 are, I think they're, like, the best level 3 extenders. So 1 of each I think is perfect. Now for the Super Heavy Samurai engine, this part is, like, card for card, the same as Yugiwoah as build. So, 3 Motorbike, 3 Wakaushi, 1 Benkei, and then 1 Booster. I mean, the combo, it's pretty, this part, like, the deck is, for the most part, relatively linear. So the combo is pretty standard, and of course this searches this, and then this is, like, the main starter. So you basically have 6 copies of Wakaushi in the deck, and it's nice. This deck can kind of play a little bit around Shifter. I mean, it does hurt the deck, but the deck can play around Shifter, like, set up some stuff. So I do think that's pretty nice. I've been testing with my buddy, and the deck is pretty cool. I like it. My buddy plays Vanquish Soul, but yeah, this package, I mean, it just helps you get, like, that Omni Negate by the 5th summon with oh yeah, I guess I should have included this in here. Daeon King Regulus. So yeah, being able to get Regulus on 5th summon, since this deck hard loses to Niv, honestly, without Regulus. So I know that's the whole reason for adding this whole package in, which, I mean, I think it's a good idea. I think it's fine. The one thing that kind of sucks a little bit is that for these Super Heavy Samurai cards, like, you can't have Speller Traps on the field for their effects to go off. So it does make the deck building that's like the one thing I don't like about the Super Heavy Samurai part, is it does make the deck building a little bit awkward, since you can't put too many Speller Traps in your deck. For the going second cards, we are playing 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Effect Veiler, 2 Ghost Spell, and 2 Ghost Mourner. I mean, this is a lot of, like, this is a lot of level 3s, since the deck is heavily level 3s, and we're not playing, like, Imperm and things like that, because, again, you don't really want to have too many spell or traps in the deck, since they conflict with the super heavy samurai stuff. So we're mostly focusing on monster hand traps. I thought about adding Nibiru, but I really didn't want to go like, I didn't really want to do way over 40 cards. It does kind of suck a little bit that the heavy samurai stuff takes up a good chunk of the deck size. But I mean, it is what it is. This is 10 hand traps or 10 gold 7 cards, which in a 41 card list, it's not. I think it's relatively fine. But it's nice that besides Valor, like these 3 cards are level 3. So if you have an extender, like it's nice that Ghost Mourner is also one of the cards that works with Attack and Tomborg, since it's a wind as well. So you can normal this, special Attack and Tomborg, and then start your rank 3 plays. It's only happened once time so far. I haven't done too much testing with the deck yet, but it happened once where I had to normal summon I think my Attack and Tomborg got negated. Yeah, and I had to normal summon my Ghost Belt, to make plays. So it's pretty nice that most of these are level 3. Effect Veiler, I just wanted a little bit more negation. And these cards, I mean, they're fine, but I don't think they're as impactful. So that's why I didn't want to play 3 of any of these. Veiler's not once per turn, which is pretty nice. And then Ash is just too good, like, to not play at 3. Now, for the last of the spell and traps now, we are playing, of course, we're playing 3 Grand Entrance and 1 Grand Bash. I mean, the nice thing about Grand Entrance is that you can banish it, so basically it basically means that you don't always, you can get rid of spell and traps in your graveyard. So if you have like the super heavy samurai stuff, you can still make it so that you can, have no spell and traps by banishing this card. And Grand Bash is continuous spell, so it just stays on the field. But yeah, that's it for the Goblin Biker stuff. Since, I mean, this card is pretty nasty. Like having 2 effects basically, like searching and then banishing it to add 1 back from grave. And you can even, the first effect, searching, you can search and then detach a material on the board and special the card you searched basically. So that's pretty nice. And then Grand Bash just it gives you more extension, like an extra normal summon for Goblin Bikers, and then you can go into rank 6 plays. But we are not playing rank 6 builds yet. I do think eventually with the new support might add more stuff. And the last 2 cards, well, I guess, okay, I'll do this separately. Rhoda, since, I mean, Doug Charger and Kagemuchi Knight are warriors, so, pretty nice to be able to search any of those cards. It's basically another copy of Doug Charger most of the time. And the last card is the Full Armor XYZ Trap card. I mean, this card just basically adds onto your end board with the full armor stuff and creates more interruption on your opponent's turn. So, yep. I mean, how many? I think it's only like 7 cards. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 spell and traps in the deck. With 3 of them, like with the entrances being able to get banished with its effect, so it's almost like you're only playing 3 spell and traps in the deck. So just, you want to have minimal confliction with your super heavy samurai. Going to the extra deck, 2 big Kabanga, of course. This is like the main. This card's honestly pretty good. Being able to search any monster, attach a Goblin Biker on the end phase, and also the interruption of being able to take one of your opponent's monsters. Pretty good. For the general rank 3s, we are playing kind of like interruption stuff. 1 Cicada King, 1 Gossip Shadow, and 1 Ashura King. These cards just provide interruption on your opponents. This is like a hard monster negate and destroy. This is like a soft negate, just changes the effect to both players draw a card and discard a card. And then Cicada King, just kind of like a Book of Moon, I believe. Oh no, it is an effect negation, but it just kind of sucks that it's not really. I mean, it kind of is a quick effect, but you can only do it in response to your opponent act. You can't just do it whenever. You can only do it when your opponent actually activates an effect. Oh wait, this is only both players draw 1 card. I'm tripping. But yeah, these are like the, kind of like the interruption cards that you can add on. You mostly go into these with like Terror Top, kind of thing. If you want to protect your plays, you can go into Gossip Shadow Or if you want to add more interruptions to your end board, you can go like Cicada King. So Asher King, it's a little harder to go into because you have to commit 3 bodies, which kind of sucks a little bit. But it is, of course, the strongest of the 3 cards. Now for the XYZ package, we are playing 1 Torpedo, 1 Fortress, and 1 Lancer. This is pretty standard, honestly. This gets you like a draw card if you detach 2. This searches the trap card, and then this card, along with the trap card, can create more interruption on your opponent's turn. Being able to non-target take one of your opponent's monsters is pretty cool. Also, like, I don't know, I really like the splash art of Dark Knight Lancer. It's really cool. Got this max, as you can see, max rarity core for this deck. And then the package for the Super Heavy Samurai, we got the Spring and Merrymaker and the Gigantic Champion Sarius. Again, this is just part of the combo. You use the 2 level 4s to make Merrymaker, and then you can overlay this on top of this and search your Darion King Regulus for the Omni-Negate. And this card can also provide interruption as well, since if a card is detached on the board, you can pop or bounce a card. So that's pretty cool. More interruption. And all the Goblin Biker stuff can detach stuff from the board, or from XYZs, from anywhere on the field. So then we just got the Zeus package, 1 Downer, 1 Zeus. I mean, this is an XYZ deck, so don't see why you shouldn't play Zeus if you have to. And we are playing 1 Sky Crisis. I don't really know if, I don't know. The card is in theory good, but it hardly ever comes up for me. I feel like whenever it comes up, like, you're already kind of in a losing situation. So after more testing, I'll debate on cutting this card or not. I am thinking of maybe adding in like a Utopic Draco Future package, but even that package, I don't like the fact that it's basically impossible to go into Draco Future before 5th summon. So it really is just, if you didn't get nibbed, then I guess it's just another way to create another interruption on your opponent's turn. And it is a little hard to out, but we'll see. And the last cards, 1 IP and SP. I decided to play this little package. Again, this is something that I'll just continue to test. Like these 3 cards are kind of like flex spots in the deck. These could be like the Utopic Draco Future package. You could add some level 8 synchros. That's something I've been hearing about as well. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. But for now, I'm just testing this out. I do think this is also pretty nice. Like, if you're able to go into IP, then you have an interruption on your opponent's turn to, like, you can use IP in like the Boom Mock or an XYT that's basically a vanilla at that point, and then just go into SP and banish a card and have more interruption. But yeah, guys, that's it for the deck profile. Like I said, it's a 41 card list, and I think what I like about this better is that it's 41 cards less, closer to 40, so you have more chance of seeing your good cards. Of course, that also means that you have a higher chance of seeing your bad cards, but I think that's fine. I like consistency more, since most of these cards. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't touch on it, but one of the cards that I'm also not playing, versus Yu-Gi-Oh's build, is that what's it called, the Emergency Teleport. Just because, I mean, it's a really good card, and I really do want to play Emergency Teleport, but again, it's 3 more spell cards with, you already have 6 of them, so now you're going up to 9 for the verse, like, and you don't want it to conflict with your Super Heavy Samurai stuff, which if I was playing like the pure build, like pure rank 3 stuff, no Super Heavy, then I would definitely I would add in the Nian Yan from the Virtual World card, and then I would add in the 3 Emergency Teleport. Obviously, you would take out the Super Heavy Samurai stuff. But I do like that this build can help you set up an Omni-Negate by Summon 5, which I do think the deck needs. So, I mean, we'll see. If Niv ever starts fading out of the format, I do think that I would probably just go for a more pure build. But yeah, guys, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys liked it and enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.